Here's the latest from Daily Architecture News. Located in Surrey Hills in the storied Tyne Factory building, the first phase of the David Flack-designed Ace Hotel Sydney is now open to the public. Inspired by the visionary modernist architect Robin Boyd and his 1960s book The Australian Ugliness, Ace Hotel Sydney tells its story with a palette reflective of the hard-working history of its industrial shell. The use of raw, tactile and moody materials nods to the surrounding neighbourhood, but at the same time these finishes honour the history-rich site, resulting in a series of comfortable and communal spaces for everyone to enjoy. Published over 2 volumes, The Common Reader is a collection of essays exempling the eccentricity and entertaining brilliance of English writer Virginia Woolf as a literary critic. The same title was recently given to an independent bookstore in Hangzhou, the capital of China's Zhejiang province. The store, designed by Shanghai-based architecture and interiors firm Atelier TAO+C, takes inspiration from Woolf's writings, but it also recalls the nostalgic experience of reading among the aisles in an intimate old library, where turning the pages of an unput-downable tome would capture the spirit and transport the mind. A mix of crumbling Doric columns, textured stucco walls and the national blue and white colour scheme ticks all the boxes for a typical Greece-inspired scheme. But for the latest establishment in the Egeo portfolio of restaurants, settling on the expected was simply not an option. The owners of the chain made contact with Musk Espacio, one of Spain's most outside-the-box design offices. They briefed the designers to craft the look and feel of the first Egeo Greek cuisine restaurant in Valencia, challenging them to remix classic Greek design tropes with the unconventional flair for which they are well known. In this project, dubbed the House of Remembrance, Neri&Hu has explored how notions of communal living and collective memory can be expressed spatially. The original site featured a lush vegetated edge that formed a natural green buffer along the perimeter, a feature that the designers have retained. The previous house was built in the style of the British colonial bungalow, with hybrid elements of traditional Malay houses, such as deep roof eaves for rain sheltering, as well as Victorian details. Understanding the functional importance of the roof and the client's emotional attachment to its form, Neri&Hu embraced the symbolic nature of the pitched roof and combined it in their reinterpretation of the courtyard house. Simply hearing the surname of French artist Henri Matisse sends the mind on a colour-filled odyssey through a body of work spanning half a century that cemented him as a leading figure in the world of modern art. But while we can't all acquire an original Matisse, the appetite for a slice of the artist's effervescent world hasn't fizzled. This is evidenced by the evolution of the Maison Matisse brand, which was founded in 2019 by the 4th generation of the Matisse family. Bringing tremendous flashes of colour to the artist's beloved Paris, the Maison has opened a petite flagship store in the city's design district. The shop was conceived as an apartment, an intimate, elegant place and an expression of the painter's very essence, where a blue painted facade frames a kaleidoscope of wares for a new generation. At the Valley Precinct in Amsterdam, local architecture office MVRDV has boldly replaced typical up and down surfaces with a crumbling facade, making it fit for the final scenes of post-apocalyptic cinema. The arrival of Valley is part of Amsterdam's ambition to rebalance this particular area of the city's strong business focus by bringing in more residential appeal and transforming the region into a livable and complete urban quarter. Designed for edge technologies, the 75,000 square metre mixed-use Valley Precinct contains apartments, shops, offices, cultural institutions and a creative centre, highlighted by a publicly accessible Valley floor located on the building's podium on levels 4 and 5. You can catch up on all of these stories and more online now at dailyarchitecturenews.com.